Tell everyone who you are and where you're from.
Yeah, so Orlando Haynes, live in the Florida area, but I am a recruiter, TA lead, also podcast host, like my friend Kirsten here, coach and speaker.
Awesome. Do you screen for culture fit or for culture risk?
Oh, that's great. So I would say culture add.
I like
It's always a risk, no matter what, who you bring in the door. It's never a silver bullet, right? There's humans, so we make mistakes on who we hire, but we don't know until those mistakes rise
okay.
once they come through the door. So I would say a culture ad. The fit is the same. The ad drives innovation.
Okay, I like that.
Mhm.
So I'm going to switch up this next question a bit. What's a green flag that signals culture ad?
I think if you're asking the right questions from a TA perspective and they're giving you insight on processes, methodology, and how they think and how they would bring something new to the table, regardless of role,
Hmm.
I think that lets you know that, hey, this individual, he or she is a thinker. So there's roles that are just thinkers and there's roles that are doers. But if you can find the combination, that's great too. If they're thinkers and can execute, right? So I think that is a key indicator. If they can show you their methodology and how they think, that's a good indicator that they're going to come and hit the ground fairly good.
And what would you say is a red flag that signals culture risk?
I think if they're not open, and so I would say the caveat when I say open, meaning in the conversation in the interview process.
Okay.
And so if they're not open to sharing more context around what they've done, how they did it, and it almost feels like you're pulling teeth, then it becomes a little more rigid. And you have to think as a TA professional, could they mesh and add value, right? Will they push the conversation forward or will they just, sit stagnant and just do their job? Any folks that are doing a little bit more than just their job, but making sure the work that they do is moving the needle.
Okay, great. Are you familiar with behavioral intelligence? And if so, how do you assess behavioral intelligence in the hiring process?
That's a really good question. So behavioral intelligence. And so I would still think comes down to the response and
Mm,
how they're articulating. If it's systematic approach, if it's concise and clear, again, you want to be able to see inside their brain, so to speak, and get a capture. If they can paint the picture, right,
mhm.
then you can buy the picture, meaning buying them as a candidate to move forward in the process and be a part of the organization.
All right. And last
Mhm.
question. Can you share an example of when behavioral intelligence made a significant difference in the hiring decision?
Oh, yeah. So a couple of years ago, before even that term was probably known to me, but
Mm,
as we're speaking about it today, it brought back a candidate hire that I did, and this individual, two incidents. One was during my time in Las Vegas, where they wound up staying with the company over 15 years and rose through the
nice.
ranks. The other one, 8 years with another company, and they were in the finance role. One was an engineer, and one was in finance, and so the way they presented again what they would do if they speak to forward thinking, again, that's something that's exciting, at least to me and to the managers I worked for at that time, because you want somebody else who can come in there and also support innovation, create thought, and not just be a kind of fly on the wall. You need people to really get engaged, and so those are two stories where I knew they were speaking forward, not to
Okay.
just what they can do, but or what they did, but what they can do, and they actually came in and did exactly that.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time
you.
and sharing your thoughts.